Addiction is a condition where people, cannot live without a particular substance or behavior, and when it actually starts affecting their different life aspects. So, for example, in substance addiction, people get addicted to either alcohol or drugs, smoking, tobacco. So, there is a substance involved to which people are dependent. They cannot live without that substance. It is very difficult for them to live without it and then to stop it also. Second is behavioral addiction, where people are addicted to a particular behavior. They are dependent or they do that behavior again and again because they get some kick or some reward out of it. Examples are digital addiction, shopping addiction, gambling addiction, and like watching pornography or going on social media again and again. So these are the kinds of behavior to which people get addicted or dependent. So this is the difference between substance addiction and behavioral addiction. So now, what is the difference between lifestyle, habit, and addiction? It usually starts with a lifestyle where, people when socialize, they take a drink or they take a smoke. They might, socialize and go to a party, and then they might get involved in drugs. But then when this lifestyle becomes a habit where you tend to go into that again and again, you become dependent on that. And when that habit converts into addiction is when it starts affecting your daily activities, your different life aspects like your work, academics, your relationships. So this is the difference between lifestyle, habit, and addiction, where it can start with lifestyle, it can get converted to habit, and then into addiction. So now, there are some myths and misconceptions around addiction which we will throw light on. If someone has a strong willpower, they should be able to come out of it. You don't require a treatment, people say. Okay, but in addiction, there are actually brain changes in the brain, which can actually make it difficult for a person to come out of it. Even if the person is willing to do it, it becomes difficult for them and they require a lot of help. Then there is a second misconception where addicted people are bad and they do horrible things. So not all addicted people are bad. They don't go into it, willingly. But when when it starts affecting their brain, it becomes, impossible for them to stay away from those addicted substances or behavior. Third is addiction happens only in certain types of people. So people also feel that only a certain type of people, like, can get addicted, but it is not like that. Anyone can get addicted because finally everyone's brain and neurotransmitters and everything is same. So if there is a relapse, person cannot be treated and it's a gone case. So it's not like that. So relapse is a very common in addiction because, coming out of addiction is difficult. And sometimes even after getting treated, people can get into a relapse. But when they are into relapse, they can again get treated. And it's a, lifelong maintenance kind of thing. It is not a treatment where you take medicines and you have come out of it. And it is actually like diabetes, where you require a lifestyle management throughout your life. So in addiction also, you require that discipline and will throughout your life, where you manage your triggers and then you can maintain your lifestyle. You can come out of addiction by taking treatment once. So this is what a misconception I was talking about, where people think that, once you are addicted, you go to a doctor or psychiatrist and then you get treated once and then you are done with it. No, it is not like that. As I just mentioned, it is actually a lifelong commitment where you be disciplined and you follow what your doctor has told. So when addiction happens, be it substance or behavioral, when should you seek help? As soon as you realize that this habit is getting converted into addiction, where you cannot live without that substance or behavior, and it is affecting your life in a way where you are avoiding your work to just getting involved in that particular behavior or substance. When you are avoiding your academics, or you're avoiding your studies, when you are avoiding relationships, when you are avoiding socializing and you are withdrawn. So all these symptoms, when you start seeing, when you see that this is becoming a dependency, where people around you have also started realizing that something is wrong with you, you should seek help and you should contact a professional who can help you. So now, what is the importance of family and friends in treating addiction? When a person is addicted, that person requires a great support from family and friends, because a person alone cannot come out of that addiction. If family and friends start blaming him and name calling and just tell that, okay, you are a bad person, you got into this and now you cannot come out of this. So these demotivating things which we tell to the person who is addicted can actually affect that person. Instead of that, if we motivate him, if we actually support him, and if we don't blame him, and we know that there are brain changes because of which he is or she is acting in a certain way, and when we understand it and when we support that person, that person can actually come out of it quite easily. Then addicted person will also not hide things from you. Instead of that, that person will be free in communicating. So these are the things about addiction. And now there are some different types of addictions which people don't know. It also includes food addiction, where a particular type of food you get addicted to. Glue addiction, where people actually start eating glue. Then there was also a case which I had read where the person was addicted to LPG gas inhalation. Kleptomania, where it's a compulsive behavior where the person is actually they want to steal. It is out of their control but they cannot help it. Then there are other interesting addictions apart from alcohol, tobacco and pornography, where again gambling and shopping, where people just cannot control shopping. Whenever they see something, they have to shop compulsively. So these are the addictions which are there, and they finally get classified into either substance or behavioral. And now as we know, and we will be talking about it in detail, digital addiction is a type of behavioral addiction where people get addicted to digital platforms, or specifically internet, where they love spending time like for hours and hours. Okay, and it also has a lot of different types of addictions under digital addictions, like social media addiction, pornography addiction, then there is gambling addiction, so gaming addiction, and then there is compulsive internet surfing, which can get addicted. Compulsive information seeking is also an addiction. And yes, so these are the types of addiction which come under digital addiction. Now talking about statistics about general addiction, over 2% of the world population is addicted to some or the other substance or behavior. And so whenever we are talking about addictions, people ask him, what can cause addictions? Why do people fall into addictions? So it can vary from genetics to environmental factors to medical history, some age, and type of drugs. So there are some drugs also to which you can get addicted, like sleeping pills. You might have heard that people get addicted to taking sleeping pills because otherwise they don't get sleep, and then the dosage keeps on increasing. So this is the same way, again here the substance is involved. Then there can be some past traumas, people who have lived gone through some bad experiences. And then otherwise, if people have some mental health issues like depression and anxiety, they tend to go into addictions a little more. This is all about general addiction.